Hi, it's Rita Smith, the #1 food fairy, and I'm here today in response to a couple of friends that have written me to ask about what are the best pans to buy, what kind of pans do they need to be good cooks, what kind to buy, how much they should spend, the whole pan buying adventure. And I do want to actually just take a moment to say those are really valid questions. You cannot be a good cook without good pans. I'll tell you that for a fact. I remember having a cranky chef once tell me it's a poor workman that blames his tools. But in fact, if you're saddled with bad pans, whether you inherited them from somebody else or you got them on sale, 30 pans for $200 or something, or however that might go, if you don't have good proper pans, it's almost impossible to be a good cook. And I do want to share a story. When I first got married, I had been cooking since I was 8, and I was quite shocked when I got married and moved to my husband Mike Smith's house, and man, I burned everything, or it came out half raw. Like everything was just a mess, and especially burning things. I was really stymied as to why nothing was working out. I started actually to blame myself, thinking that maybe I wasn't a good cook. Maybe I was actually a bad cook, even though I'd been cooking since I was 8 and I had worked in restaurants and I'd been a good cook everywhere else. But what it turned out was that I was working with really bad pans. Mike had never, I don't think, ever actually gone out and bought a good pan. He had inherited some, or he had bought some cheap ones, thin bottom ones. I remember this one green enameled, really thin bottom pan that it was a big, deep pan that would lead you to believe you could cook things in it. But every batch of chili, every batch of spaghetti sauce, anything that I could burn, cream sauces, I couldn't even boil eggs, you know. It was brutal. So when I moved on and I realized it wasn't me, it was the pans, and I started spending money on good pans, and then voila, I was a good cook again. I never wanted any new family that I was in touch with to have that same feeling that you're a bad cook because you burn everything, or everything comes out half-baked or half-raw. Or so I've made it a mission of mine to give people good pans. I've bought so many cast iron pans at thrift sales or garage sales, farmers markets, $2 each, and I give them away to new cooks, or to every single young family in the Hedmark family that's gotten married for like 15 years. I buy them a big Paterno Dutch oven, or a big Paterno crock pot, not crock pot, stock pot, and give that to them as a wedding present, because I would never want any new cook to be discouraged and to feel that they're a bad cook because they're using bad pans. So that's the philosophy behind my gift giving strategy. I want everybody to have good pans, whether I spend $2 at a garage sale or $100 at the Paterno sale. If you are discouraged in cooking because you have really horrible, crappy pans, that should never happen. That should never happen, and I want to stop that. It's not that a poor workman complains about their tools. My dad, who's 88, who's a carpenter, a blacksmith, and a stonemason, was in my garage at my workbench last fall, and on my bent up metal measuring tape, he cut his thumb because the metal caught his thumb and he was bleeding when I came out to the garage, and he handed me the tape measure. He said, "Throw this away, it's a piece of crap." And he took me to Rona and bought me a new one. So that's my advice for you, okay? If you've got a bad pan that burns everything consistently, you've got a dull knife that you cut your finger on twice already, like just get rid of it. It's a piece of crap, okay? There's way more than enough really good product in Canada at a reasonable price that you could stock your kitchen for a very small amount of money, or you could inherit stuff from family or find it at garage sales or anything else and do a good job as a cook. But don't cook in crap, okay? Don't go spend $60 on a prime rib roast and then burn it in a shitty bottom pan, okay? So that's my advice to you. It's crap, get rid of it, as my dad would say, and move on to using really good products and tools in your kitchen, and you'll find out, you're a good cook after all. It was just a matter of having the right implements, okay? So what I've done for the purposes of this video is I'm going to divide everything into tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. We could move on, but you know, Tier 1, 2, and 3 are probably the most important to you. Tier 1 would be the very fewest things that a brand new cook would need to be a good cook, to eat, to survive, to get by without burning, to feel successful. Tier 1 implements, okay? So the first item that you would need in Tier 1 would be a cast iron frying pan, a cast iron skillet, okay? The skillet, a cast iron frying pan. This is a 10-inch pan. I like it because it has a short handle. I can set it in my sink to soak after cooking if I need to. You can use it on the top of your stove. You can move it to your oven. You could fry eggs. You could roast a chicken. You could bake a pizza. You could make cinnamon rolls. You could do almost anything with a good 10 or 12-inch cast iron skillet. You could even, in a pinch, you could boil something if you needed to. You could boil a few vegetables, or you could warm up something. So if all you had to live on was, let's say, a fried egg and some onions or some peppers or whatever to make an omelet or to make a pizza, the only thing you would need not to starve to death is a cast iron skillet. Okay, so don't go buying a Cuisinart or a Spiralizer or anything else if you do not already own a good, well-seasoned skillet, okay? Cast iron. I don't like the Paterno I don't like stainless steel frying pans in any case. Now, to go with your cast iron skillet, you're gonna need a good metal spatula. I like the OXO brand. That's what I have bought for the last many years. Stainless, a big metal spatula, not rubber, okay? A cast iron pan can get very, very hot, and you don't want to be melting rubber in your pan. And you also want to have a sharp edge in case you're going to like flip an egg or something, or a pancake. Have the courage of your convictions. You need a good sharp metal spatula. So here we have a cast iron skillet and a metal spatula. You won't starve to death if you own those two things. Now, on top of those two things, to get anything from cutting board to pan, you're going to need a good knife, and I'm going to say a good French knife. This is a Henkel. I have two of those and one Wusthof. I like them both. There are other knives out there. I don't know them. I don't use them. I'm going to recommend Henkel or Wusthof. Do not go to the dollar store. Do not buy an $8 knife that looks like this but is not this. You want something that will hold an edge, keep an edge, and hold an edge, that you can sharpen over the years, that won't rust in the water. So you need, I'm going to say Henkel or Wusthof. Others might have other to recommend that are good, but don't go to the store and buy a cheap piece of garbage that is going to help, cut your fingers and not make it through a carrot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, it's just frustrating. And then a paring knife. Everybody needs a good sharp paring knife. Again, I buy Henkel. I have blown through lots of these over the years, not because they wear out or get dull, because you can sharpen these and they will hold an edge, but I have a tendency of throwing them out with the carrot peels or the potato peels. I buy a couple of these every year. One year they took them off me at the airport. I bought two on sale and I forgot they were in my carry-on, and they took them, and I was disappointed about that. But okay, so a good Henkel or other good paring knife, you're gonna need that. And then on top of the French knife and the paring knife, you're gonna need a cutting board. I recommend wood. This is a cheap, I don't know, not cheap, it was free because I inherited it like 30 years ago and I'm still using it. I have bigger ones, I have maple ones, I've done, I've expanded over the years, but all you need is one good cutting board, and I recommend wood, not plastic, certainly not glass. Bamboo seems to be okay, but you could probably get or buy or find a half-decent wooden cutting board. So with a paring knife, a French knife, a spatula, and a good cast iron skillet, you are on your way. Okay, that's tier 1. And if you only have $100 to spend, or a little more than 100, or if you're shopping at a garage sale, you can find these things, or your mom will give them to you while you're leaving the house. Here, I have 4 frying pans, take one, I have 3 spatulas, take one, grab it, and set up your kitchen with tier 1, and then you can fry, roast, boil, bake, whatever you need to do in your tier 1 cast iron frying pan. Okay, there you go. Number 1. I paid $2 for this, by the way.